Thank you once again to welcome you to Med Zone African Motives. So today I want us to look at grade 7, term 4, revisions, whereby we are going to revise a question paper which was written in November 2024. So it was written in Northwest Province. So grade 7, let us be together and try to revise this question paper as to prepare ourselves for the upcoming final exams that we are going to write for term 4. So make sure that you are going to share with others and make sure that you we are going to be together from the start and to the end of this presentation. So without wasting time, as you can see that this is economic and management science, and total marks is 100, and you are to take 1.5 hours to write this paper. So that is that. So this question paper consists of 14 pages. It consists of 14 pages. So that is that. That is that. So let us move on to the instructions and information. Let us move on to instructions and information. Instruction number 1, read all instructions for each question carefully before and take particular note what is required. This question paper consists of section A, B, and C and D. Then answer all the questions in section A, B, C, D. You may use a non-programmable calculator, write neatly and legibly. So now let us move on. So now we are on question 1, section A. We are now on question 1, section A. So this is a multiple choice question. So 1.1, various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only letter A, D next to the question number. Example 1.16b. So 1.1.1, which of the following options is a basic need? So we are given 4 options and then we are to write the correct answer. Which one of the following options is a basic need? So the correct answer is B, health care. Health care is a basic need. It's a need that we cannot live without. So it's a basic need. So that is that. 1.2, 1.12, a decision to beat competitors by rendering excellent service to customers are an examples of what? A decision to beat what competitors. For you to have what? A competitive advantage, you have to have what? A proper planning. So the correct answer there is planning. So that is a decision. That's how you have to plan how you're going to beat your competitors, strategies that you're going to come up with. So if you come up with a plan whereby now you're going to render the excellent service to your customers, that's because you planned. 1.1, 1.1.3, the people from whom you intend to sell your products. Then we're given 4 options. Then the correct answer is target market. So people whom you want to or you intend to sell your products are what? The target market. Those are people with similar needs. So those are your target market. So the correct answer is A. So one of the principles of advertising is, then we're given 4 options. The correct answer is A, desire. Desire is one of the principles of advertising. You are advertising, when you're making an the advert should have what? That principle, a desire. And one of other principles go actions and the other ones. So desire is the correct answer. Now we are on 1.1.5. So the 1.1.5 says a business that acts as a middleman between producer and consumer of goods is four options, and the correct answer is C, retail business, because the retail business sells directly to consumer. So the retail business can be considered a type of middleman. So because they are going to buy from wholesalers or producers, so and then sell directly to the end users or end consumers. So the correct answer there is C. So now we are moving on. So we are moving on to question 1.2. We are now on 1.2. So 1.2 is a matching. 1.2 is a matching question. So it reads as follows. Match the description in column B. Descriptions in column B that best suit the words in column A. Words in column A, which are items. And write down the correct letter next to the question number in column C. That is, for example, 1.26 J. So that is that. So that is question 1.2. 1.2. So now let us try to match the description in column B with the words or items in column A. So we have what? Savings as an item or word in column B. So we want the description that is going to best match what our savings. So there the correct answer is E. The correct answer is E, 1.21 E. 1.21 E, because E is the money not used. Savings, this is the money not used but put away for future use. Put away for future use. So the correct answer is E. Target market now. Target market. Then we want to see the description that match what the word target market. So you can see that the correct answer there is F. A specific group of people with certain characteristics to whom the entrepreneur aims to sell his products or service. So that is F. Then coming to manufacturing business. Manufacturing business. So you can see the manufacturing business is going to match with B. Is going to match with B. The manufacturing business convert the inputs into output. So they are there to make sure that they are going to convert raw materials into finished product. So the correct answer is B. Then we have advertising. We have advertising, 1.24. Then you can see 1.24 is A. Advertising, those are tools used by business to promote the product or service. So 1.24 is A. Then we have market research now. So market research, you can see the correct answer there is C. Collecting and analyzing information about consumers' preference and specific products. So you go and identify what the customers needs. That's when you do what? The research. So the correct answer there is C. Correct answer there is C. So that is that. So now we move on to 1.3. So now we are on 1.3. So question 1.3 say indicate whether the following statements are true or false and write true or false next to the question number in the space provided. Easy 1.36, that is true. That is an example. 1.31, a SWOT analysis helps entrepreneur to decide whether his business idea is whether his business idea will work or not. So that is that. A SWOT analysis is the one that helps the entrepreneur to find out if the idea is feasible, if the idea can work or not, because you're going to check your strengths, your weakness, whether there are opportunities, what about the threats that are there in the market. So that will help you to see if your idea will work or not. So that is true. 1.3 is true. A goal, 1.32, a goal gives workers a sense of purpose and direction. Goal gives workers a sense of purpose and direction. So if you have a goal, it means it is going to give a person, a worker, a direction. So that is true as well. Wants are things that are not needed to survive. That is true. They are not like needs. Needs are there to make us to survive. So with wants, we are talking about TV, cell phone, you can live without those things. You can live without them. So that is true. Now coming to 1.34, product is one of the principles of advertising. 1.34, product is one of the principles of advertising. That is true. Product is one of the principles of advertising. Remember, it is even the heart of the business. Product is the heart of the business because you cannot price, you cannot promote without product. 1.35, one of the rules of saving is to spend money. That is false. To save doesn't mean to spend money. So now let us move on. Let us move on to other questions. So now we are on question 1.4. We are on question 1.4. Question 1.4, complete the following sentences with the words provided from the word bank. So here are the words, and then you have to fill in the missing words. So 1.41, things people cannot live without. Things people cannot live without are the needs. Needs are the things people cannot live without. So meaning here we have what needs. 1.42, one of the characteristics of formal business is to pay tax. They pay taxes. Formal businesses do pay taxes because their information is known to the authorities. They are recorded sectors. So they don't operate underground. Their information is known to the authorities. So they pay tax. That is important in planning for the success of a business. Setting quotas. Remember here it's a text. Setting quotas. Setting goals, sorry. Setting goals is important in planning for the success of the business. So for you to have the success, you need to have what goals. You need to have the goals that you want to achieve. Advertising is a way of dash with your potential customers. Communicating. Advertising is a way of communicating. So here is the correct answer. Communicating. Communicating. 1.45. The main aim of business is to make profit. Is to make profit. So that is all about question 1.4. That is all about question 1.4. That is total section A, which amounts to the total marks are 20. Total marks is 20 for this section. So now we are coming to section B. We are coming to section B, whereby you're going to talk about the economy. Question 2, production process. Production process. That is that. 4.1, define the following concepts. Define the following concepts. Production. 2.11. 2.12 inputs. 2.13 outputs. Outputs. So we have answers here. Here are the answers. Let's quickly look at these answers where they are saying where we're going to define production. So a production, that is when a business uses raw materials in a process to produce goods that the market needs. So production, this is whereby now you're turning raw materials into finished goods. In short, we are saying we are turning raw materials into finished goods. Into finished goods. That is that. Or services that market needs. That market needs. That market needs. For example, using milk and sugar to produce yogurt. So that is what we mean when you're talking about what? Production. Now the inputs, because we're asked to define inputs as well. Things that you put into the production to make goods and services. So with inputs, we are saying the resources. We are talking about what? Resources. Here we are talking about resources. Resources like materials, labor, capital, used in the production process. We can even make an example. Let's say flour, workers, machines used in the beaker. Those are the inputs. The outputs now. Outputs, things that you get out of the production processes. So the outputs, the finished goods or service produced from the inputs. So now we are talking about what? Finished goods. When you're talking about the output, we are talking about finished goods. We are talking about the finished goods or services produced from the inputs. Example, bread produced and sold to customers. That is what? That is the output. So now let us go to another question. Let us go to another question. So the other question is 2.2. 2.2 read as follows. Name two South Africans' main mineral resources. That is 2.2. So now we are to give the answers there. 2.2, the main mineral resources in South Africa is coal, gold, platinum. So that is that. We have gold, we have platinum. Those are the mineral resources. Example, platinum gold mines in Gauteng and platinum mines in Rustenburg. So you see, that is the mineral resources that we have. So let's go to 2.3. 2.3, name and briefly explain four factors of production. 2.31, we need what factors of production. Name and briefly explain the factors of production. So now let us go straight to answers 2.31. So we have land. So as you know, the land, those are the natural resources that business use. Example, the land that on which the factory is built. So it's the natural resources to produce goods and services. Example, land for farming or mining minerals, stuff like that. 2.32, labor. We have labor. Labor, you know that the work that the workers do to produce the product, the work that the workers do. So yeah, that is that for us to have what? A product. So here, when we're talking about labor, we're talking about human effort. We're talking about human effort or used in the production. Human effort used in the production. Capital. Capital, the money that the production process uses as well as the machinery or equipment, e.g. lorries to transport wood and furniture. So capital, it can be man-made resources like machinery, tools, and the money used to produce what? Goods is what? It's a capital. Then we have what? Entrepreneurship. Then we have entrepreneurship. So the entrepreneur combines all the factors of production. So the entrepreneur, there is the person who brings all factors of production together, takes risk, manage the business, that is that. So that is the total section B, which is 20 marks. So now we are to move on to other question. So now we are on section C, question 3, financial literacy. We are now on financial literacy, question 3.1. Now we are to read the case study first. And the case study reads as follows. Ingrid Skupun wants to open savings account in the major banks in South Africa. She's 19 years old and has South African barcode ID book. She occasionally works as a waiter in a nearby restaurant. So Ingrid wants to open savings account. Her employees deposit her wages into her account. So that is that. So now we are to answer the questions that follow. So the questions that answer for is 3.11, 3.12, 3.13. So 3.11 says, does Ingrid qualify to open savings account? Give reason to your answer. 3.12, advise Ingrid on 3 documents that are needed to open savings account. 3.13, Ingrid has 300 in savings account and the bank offers a fixed deposit of 10% per annum. How much interest will she earn in month? So now let us go to answers. So now we are on question 3, answers for question 3, section C, financial literacy. So the question was, does Ingrid qualify to open a savings account? So yes, Ingrid qualifies because she is a South African and has a bar ID code. Yes, because she's a South African citizen and has what? A barcoded ID or smart card. Because we know very well that banks require proof of identity to confirm a person's legal status before opening an account. That's what we know that. 3.12, requirements to open savings account. That was the question, requirements. So we are saying you are to be older than 16 years old. Only people above 16 age can open account in their name. So if you are older than 16, you can open account in your name. The other requirement is a barcoded ID. Barcoded ID. So as we know, barcoded ID used to confirm your identity. It's going to be used to confirm your identity. And as well, proof of residence shows where you live for safety and record purposes. That is that. Also, minimum amount required, right? Minimum amount required, the starting amount needed to open account. For example, some banks need at least 50 rand to open an account. Hope we are together. So the other question was, how much will interest will Ingrid earn after a month? So remember, we're given what, if we can go back to this question, you see we're given what Ingrid has what, how many? 300 in his savings account. So bank offers a fixed interest of 10% per month. So we want to know how much interest will she earn a month. So we want to know her interest. So we're going to say that 300 that is in her savings account times 10%. So the interest is going to be 30 rand. So that is that. So that is that. So 3.14, why do banks require proof of the resistance when people open savings account? So we can just come to 3.14 here. The question, why do banks require proof of residence? Why do banks require proof of residence when people open savings account? Why do banks require proof of residence? So that is that question. So they require proof of residence to prevent fraud and crime. So it helps banks to verify customers' addresses and avoid illegal activities like money laundering. So that is very important. So then 3.2, discuss three roles of banks. Discuss three roles of banks. So here we are to discuss three roles of banks. So banks render services to clients. Yeah, services like saving accounts and loans. They provide services like savings accounts and loans. Keep customers' money safe. They protect money from theft or loss. That is that. Contributes to the economic growth. So as they lend money to business and individuals to promote development, act as intermediaries. They connect savers with borrowers. So that's what the banks pays interest to the people who has money in the bank. So they reward customers for saving. That is what it in short says. So this is the total of section C. This is the totals of section C. Total marks 20. Total marks 20. So let us move on to another section. Uh, section D, entrepreneurship. Let us be on entrepreneurship. Let us be on entrepreneurship, and then let us quickly go through this case study. There is a case study that we are given there. Let us quickly go together with two case study. It reads as follows. Siambali has three daughters. Her husband has been unemployed for 2 years. Siambali lost her job a year ago. They have both been looking for a job. And Siambali was curious to see if she could start her own sewing business because she could not find any work. She's skilled, seamstress. She is a skilled seamstress. She is responsible, resourceful, ready to think. She considered searching for a better opportunity. Parents to Parents have to travel about 6 kilometers to the nearest clothing shop that sells school uniform. She briefly approached the local schools to sew and make their uniforms and start clothing bank on their school premises. All the local schools have agreed to do business with her. Sia took risk of investing all the money in her savings account to buy sewing machine, scissors, measuring tape, thread, and the cloth. She had a vision of success and the confidence that she would succeed. Siambali has the energy to work hard and for long hours. She enjoys being with people and wants to save others. She's aware that she will compete with existing clothing shop. Um, in March 2022, all the clothing business had to close because of the coronavirus pandemic. The government mandating the wearing of masks in public. Siambali decided to create and sew three-layered mask which she then advertised to her friends, family on Facebook. She tested this new mask before promoting them to ensure their quality. Testing this new idea paid off. She thought critically about the challenge. Soon everyone was talking about her mask and ordered in a big quantities. So now we are to answer the questions that are going to follow. We are to answer the questions that are going to follow. So the first question says, in your own words, define entrepreneur. So, the entrepreneur is the person who start the business in the face of risk. It's the person who start the business in the face of risk. Also, you are asked to say from the case that define one reason why a person would decide to become an entrepreneur. So you find that people want to be an entrepreneur because they could not find work, because of they have been looking for a job and it's tough for them to find what work. That would be one of the reasons that you are looking for a job and then you can't find a job. So you end up being curious to start your own enterprise. So now let us go to the answers. Try to make this easy. Here we are on 1.4. Well, I mean 4.1. A person That is an entrepreneur, a person with a business idea who then invests in it, organizes and conducts business to sell that idea and make what? Profit. That is an entrepreneur. So one of the reasons, like I've said, Siambali could not find what? A job. That's why she decided to start her own business. Um, let's go to another question. Uh, from 1.4.13. What are the characteristics of an entrepreneur? Give any four examples from the case study. So we are to give any four from case study. So if we can come to the answers, we can see that the entrepreneurs take risks. They take risks, they creative thinker, have vision and success, test new ideas, have confidence, work hard, is determined, work long hours, responsible, think critically about what? About challenges. So they take risk. We've said the entrepreneurs do take what? They take risk. As we're told that also they work long hours. So if you can go through this case study, you can find out all those things. We were told also that she's a creative thinker. As you can see, these are the characteristics that you are talking about. That is that she's skilled, she's responsible, resourcefulness. So you can go through this and then you'll find all those, you can go through all this and then see that those characteristics. So that is that the characteristics. So as you can see, we did talk about creative thinking. The creative thinker, she can take risks, she's confident, she can work for long hours. So those are the characteristics. She can also take challenges like risk and she can test new ideas because such do pay it off. So now let us move on as we have seen those. Let us move on. Um, we are done with characteristics. So now we are on an entrepreneur must have certain skills. These three necessary skills to be an entrepreneur. So we want to know the skills that are needed for you to be an entrepreneur. So here are the skills. So that the entrepreneur must have what? Management skills. He must be able to manage his employees, everything that involves the business. Must have the research skills so that you will always be kept on up to date. Because technology changes, so he must always stay informed about what is happening in the market. Also be a problem solver. If there's a problem, you must have that skill of solving problems. Also must like people, interact with people, good relationships. Also must communicate effectively. Communication skill. Now we are moving on to question 4.2. Moving on to question 4.2. That's all about formal and informal business. So indicate the type of business by making a tick in the correct column. We have business activity, we have trading business, we have manufacturing business, we have savings business. So we have biscuit factory, gym, restaurant, grocery store. Then we have to try by all means to classify them, whether they are trading business, manufacturing business, or service business. So we have to make what? Tick. So to make a tick. So here we are on the answers for question 4.2. Business activity. Biscuits is what? It's a manufacturing business. They manufacture what? They manufacture the biscuits. But gym, when you go for a gym, that is a service business. You're going to be provided with training, that is a service. Restaurant is a trading business because they are selling food, they are selling drinks, fat cakes and stuff. Even grocery store is a trading business. So then you have to get your 4 marks. So now we are on question 4.3. Indicate which advertising medium would be most appropriate and most cost-effective for each of the following products or service. So we have these formats: weekly television, homeowner magazine, your family magazine, SMS, radio, broadcast and travel agencies, car magazines, men's health magazines, women's magazines, flyers, auto operators, getaway magazines, local community newspaper, and Sunday Times. So here are um, now you have to indicate which medium or for the following: your school choir festival, a new meal at Wimpy, designer future, furniture, F&B services, F&B services. So now let us go to answers now. So let us go to our answers. So here we are on our answers. You have choir festival, that is the medium that you're going to use is the local community newspaper, billboards, flyers, and radio. You can go for this one. But the new meal at Wimpy, we can use a television. You have family magazines, women's magazines, billboards. But design on furniture, you can use home owner magazine, your family magazine. FMB bank service, they can go for radio, Sunday Times, billboard, TV, magazine, or car magazines. So that is that. Now coming to a holiday resort, you can get away with magazine, broadcast, and the travel agencies. So that is question 4.3. Now let us go to another question. That was 4.3. Now we are to 4.4. 4.4, it is case study. Let us read this case study together. Sipogas is a Kenyan swimmer designer situated in Rustbank. She sells affordable swimmer suits. She's also has a degree in business management. The demand for her products has increased so much that she has opened new branches in Mahike and Lexington. Go Simple Boutique that sold designer swimmer in Freiburg has closed both in their branches. So the municipality has introduced a two-load shading throughout the province. At regular increase in the petrol have sold transportation cost between branches. Sipokasi has employed Sam, a new cashier with no experience, and Sam treats customers unprofessionally. So now we are asked to give what the strengths, SWOT analysis of Sipongasi. So inside the business, we have strengths, we have weakness. Outside the business, we have opportunities and threats. So we can quickly answer it. So here we are. The strengths now is affordable swimmer suites. Also another strength that she has what degree in business management, meaning she can manage business effectively. Also opening new branches in Mahige. So let us see those from the case study. So let us see those trends from the case study. So you can see here we've said she sells affordable swim suits, that is strength. She also have what? Degree in business management. She also has a degree in business management. Sipoka Zekini, swimmer designer. Those are her strengths. So let us look at the weaknesses. Weaknesses: new cashier have no experience and Sam treats customers unprofessionally. So you can see these weaknesses where Sipokas has employed Sam, a new cashier with no experiences, and also Sam treats customers unprofessionally. So now let us come to opportunities. Opportunities which are outside the business: increase in demand for product, expansion of market to other cities, closure of Simple Boutique. So let us identify those from the case study. The opportunities. as you can see that the demand for your products has increased, that you opened other branches in Mahige. Also, you have told that this boutique, Go Simple, sole designer in fabric is closed. If it is closed, it means that becomes the opportunity for Sipokasi. So it is going to become what? An opportunity. So now we want to know the phrase now. So if you can see the phrase now, we are told that the municipality has introduced stage 2 load shedding throughout the province. So this becomes what? Threats. And also, there's going to be a regular increase in petrol price. So this is going to be a threat as well. So like you can see here that these are the threats: introduction of stage 2 of load shedding and the increase in fuel price. So now let us move on to another question. So now we have to move on to question 4.5. Question 4.5. Here is our question 4.5. Question 4.5 is simple cost calculation. Calculate the total cost of making a t-shirt per week using the following information. We have variable cost, we have fixed cost. So now we have to calculate what variable cost as well as fixed cost. So as you can see now, here are our variable cost. So we are first going to start with variable cost. As you can see, our variable cost is 15 plus 12,150 plus 13 rand. So all in all, they're going to give us 40 rand 50. So that is that. But with fixed cost now, we have 8 rand. As you can see, these are our fixed costs. 8 rand, 7 rand, 8 rand, and as well as 50 rand. So it means we have 8 plus 7 plus 80, then plus 50. So all in all, it will give us how much? 145. All in all, it will give us 145 rand. So that is that. So now we are to see the total cost. So with total cost, we know very well we are going to say is equal to variable cost. Variable cost plus fixed cost plus fixed cost. Then it will give us total cost. Then it will give us total cost. So what we are going to say for us to get that total cost, it means we are going to say 40 rand 0.50 plus 145. Then it will give us the total cost. So the total cost is 185.50. So that is that. So that is the end of this presentation. Thank you very much for your time. So the total marks for all this, for the whole paper is 100. So thank you very much for your time. Make sure that you're going to share with those who are concerned, and make sure that you don't forget to hit the subscription button. Thank you very much.